This is a video to show you how to take your rocket launch video, import it into Logger Pro, and analyze it for the information you need. So let's get right into it. If you see here, and I've got this Logger Pro opened up, first thing I want you to do is resize your windows so that the graph isn't nearly as big. And so therefore you have space to import your video. Now I'm assuming your video is on your computer somehow, on the computer you're working on. And if it's not, you need to pause this and go get it, but go put it on that computer. But when you're there, click Insert, Move V, and mine is on my desktop here, so I'm going to go get it right there, open it, and you can see I get something like this. Now make this as big as possible because it's going to help you when you analyze it. Once you've made it as big as you can, a couple things I want to show you. Look at down here at the bottom. This says Enable Disable Video Analysis. You get a whole host of buttons here, and these are the buttons you're going to use. First thing we need to do is we need to set up a frame of reference, a set of coordinate system. To do that, you click on this one that says Set Origin, and I know you'll have to find where your rocket launch is. I'm just going to play this video to show you. Okay, you see there, it just launched. If I scroll back frame by frame, notice where I'm hitting the cursor down here. I can forward and reverse by frame. I go to where the rocket launched, and then I go to that spot and I click, and you see I get my coordinate system. Now this little button toggles it, so I'm just going to toggle it so I get it just right. There we go. Now that I've got it set up, I want to hide it because I'm not going to need it once I've set it up, and it's going to interfere with my dots. The next thing I want to do is I want to set up my scale. So I click this button right here, Set Scale. And I need to know the distance, and so I know this was at a different school this summer that I did this. From here to here on this building was 11.5 meters. So I measure that and see that pops up 11.5. Boom. I've got my scale. Now I want to hide that as well. Okay, so I've got my coordinate system, got my scale, but I'm going to hide both. Now I'm going to advance frame by frame, and when I do that, hi. No problem, no problem. Okay, so sorry for the interruption there, but I think we're set now to hit the points. So if you look here at this thing, it says Add Point. What I do here is I advance this by one frame, and I see the rocket moving up, and I'm going to hit the crosshairs right where the rocket is. 1, 2, 3, bam. If you notice, I get a dot here, and I get information over here. Now let's just get all the dots down, and then I'll show you what you do with the information. So you notice what happened is the rocket, or maybe you can't see because it's too small, the rocket actually advanced a little bit. So I'm going to click again to where I see the rocket now, right in the little crosshairs. Boom. And then you can see a little white dot moved up again. That's the rocket moving up. Boom. I've got 3 data points now. I don't need every single data point. I'm going to do maybe one more here. Maybe do a 5th one. Okay. Now I'm going to advance it. I just want to get the highest height. What I just did is I'm going to be able to figure out the speed at the launch by those points that I plotted. Now, do you see the rocket going up, up, up? I'm going to get it to where I see it go back down. I'm going to go back a few frames, and I'm going to start plotting points again. So I'm going to go right here. And I'm going to advance it a couple frames, and I see it there. I'm going to advance it a couple more frames, and then I see it there. It's already starting to head back down. Just go a little bit more, and right there. Okay. All right. I've plotted all the points I need. It's a good point now to maybe save this file. Okay. And then over here, what you can see here, if I'm going to expand this a little bit, I'm going to see a bunch of data. Now all we're interested in is the motion of the rocket in the vertical direction. So I don't care about these x values for this project, so I'm going to delete that. And when I do, you can see I have position in the y direction, and I have speed or velocity in the y direction. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to be able to get the maximum speed. If you see here, I'm looking at this data, I can see what's the maximum number I see here. Looks like it's this 39.170 meters per second. So that is the maximum speed, the speed at which the rocket launched. And I would write this value down. At the same time, where do I find the maximum height? Well, I'm going to find the maximum height over here where this y position was highest. And it looks like it's right here, 20.4